use the tools he has available to him to find some success. But can he do it in this series? We'll soon find out. Orgless will be starting on a T side of train, as we can see. Sub Rosa will have the grenades. Infinite's a man we need to talk about a lot as well. He's a guy who's got a lot of potential, for sure. And he could have been on a Cloud9 in the past, were it not for some misbehaviors, but you know, people make mistakes. So we'll see if he's able to deliver here for Orgless.
All right, so here we go. It's going to be interesting to see what this pistol looks like. All through Ivy. One man through to Wall of Mice for Orgless, and they will be swarming this A bomb site. They have good positioning. Sonic around the side from Old Bomb is just snapping them left and right. And oh god, the headshots continue here as Sonic is just reigning so dominant in this train yard, and that bomb is under control now, and it's going to be very difficult for Sub Rosa to find a way back into this one. Sonic's been on the pistol DM. James, he's got himself an ace very confidently straight away, and this is great because Orgless are the team we're looking at in terms of, okay, they've got all the individual skill. Cloud9 will have to overcome it with the team play and with better strategies and tactics and so on. But out of the gate, Sonic's making a statement.
As someone who's come under criticism, I think he's the main guy. If you picked anyone who comes under criticism, it is Sonic. So, and that can, behind closed doors, affect people quite a lot. So I think that's a great way for him to start this series, is getting an ace in a pistol round. See it as an answer back. Orgless now on the pistols. No huge investment into this round. We've got a Deagle and a P250 FNS with 2 flashbangs. I think ideally, I mean, it depends on how you want to use them, but I think it can be stronger to have those 2 flashes on different players, just to get those chain flashes. Look away from the first one, eat the second one. Nothing doing for Orgless in this round, but that's okay, because their focus is on the next one. Wardell won't have an AWP to start off with. Obviously, it might not be advisable for a professional game, Dan, but I always eco in the pistol round, so I get an AWP in the 3rd round, no matter what.
Got your priorities straight, I see. I mean, it's definitely a viable way to play things. I think also for the T side, playing for bomb plants as opposed to necessarily playing distinctly for the wing can also be really important in the pistols. But it's a point for another day, because back into the action we go. We do have quite a powerful buy in terms of firepower for Orgless, but they don't have almost any utility. Probably challenging this smoke, and MODM will be happy to defend that. Close to medium range, absolutely fine for Famas as he swaps out for the Krieg. So that opening is really been foiled.
Quickly though, there were 2 players there for Orgless. I think FNS was with Ye, and it seems to be a lack of coordination there, because Ye goes through the smoke alone. Then you can see FNS is considering going through the smoke, and then he sees Ye die and he falls back. So there are 2 of those guys there. And that makes me think, okay, maybe they're playing a looser style where the individuals will have to do what they want. But with 2 of them, like a 2-man setup, and that's something you'll see from Cloud9 on their T side, when they've got 2 or 3 people together, they are in perfect unison. They're all going for the same goal, but that didn't need to go down that way.
Yeah, I think Ye wanted to just punish the throw. I think he thought he had a timing to punish the throw, which is why he went for it, and his teammate would never have been able to react in time. He failed. But the failure can be redeemed by his teammates as they go for the B play. And OC will get some damage as they emerge through the smoke, but it's not going to go too well here. Some good openings coming in from Orgless to open up the B bomb site. It's actually a 2v2. They will get a post plant as well. And with the bomb site being so clear, there's all this space to maneuver. Infinite's all the way deep now. Sonic will be looking for him. He's been spotted now. This is going to be a very tough retake. The Krieg might be very beneficial for JT. We'll have to see how well he can use it. It's good enough for the trade on Wardell, but there's one more to go, and where the hell is he?
He thinks that Wardell was Infinite, who was seen towards oil earlier on, so Infinite's creeping on the bomb site. The confusion there, not realizing there were 2 different players, will cost Cloud9, and that's the 1st round on the board for Orgless. That worked out pretty well for them. There's 1 player oil, probably the call. Spot Infinite, kill Wardell. They think that's the guy, but it's not the guy. That puts Orgless on the board early. Again, a man with a lot of talent. I think this guy, I feel like he should be a big name in the coming years of Counter-Strike from North America. Absolutely. I think it was a real shame that he didn't make it onto Cloud9 previously because of drama and young and stupid behavior. But everybody goes through a period of being young and stupid. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think we can all forget about it now and move forward. FNS will have a MAC-10. He's expendable boy. for this round. He's given his teammates the better weapons, as in-game leaders can often do. Now we've got some more teamwork here. A peak in unison. Sonic only spots one player, despite there being 3 up Ivy, which might be a problem.
There's a creep in with the bomb, so it's going to be a fake. And they have a lot of options here. If it goes really well towards Ivy, they can always try to go towards ladder. But as we can see, the CTs are there. That's a good pop flash to try to break this position. Yay with the opening kill, and Wardell will follow up nicely. So now this will pull the rotation well and truly away from the B-bomb side as the 2 players with the bomb emerge in the high grounds to go for the plant. And OC's fighting, and just all this attention is on this A-bomb site, but now they finally realize. And the problem is that it's not just 1 player on B, it's 2, and Infinite's taken an extremely deep position. This will be very awkward. It is a side plant though. Sabrosa will win the 1v1 against JT, and that might seal the deal here. Again, Infinite is an unknown quantity in CT spawn. And if they actually try to stick it, well, they don't have a kit. Could have been a potential, but there's Infinite.
It's very hopeful. No kit, 2 versus 3. To hold a 10-second defuse against 3 players is that's a tough one, man. It's very, very low percentage, and that will cost them pretty much everything.
It's a cool round, though.
Money's been broken now for Cloud9. Eco Town is upon us, and this is a great opportunity for Orgless to take the lead, but also for us to see what their anti-ecos look like. Train can be an awkward one with how tight the choke points are. On the fortunate side, Cloud9 haven't bought any junk really to throw at Orgless, save for the flashbang on Sonic. 4 players going through connector. Will they be flashed into team main, I wonder? They're all sitting around the bomb side actually, so they're looking for maybe a multi-phase situation. Creeping towards Sandwich. There is a molly every team knows for the Sandwich area. Has been thrown already. There's that pop flash, but they can't get even close. So they took a long route to main. Hold on a second. OC could potentially get a rifle here. Or maybe not. He spotted the bomb. The guns were being protected. So I wonder what their initial plan was. They were around the bomb train. When the smoke went up for Sandwich, they moved towards Sandwich itself. But if they went for a faster line towards main, a pop flash might have been quite good there. But of course, hindsight is 2020. Maybe expecting a faster play into a through the choke point from Orgless on that occasion. But anyway, it's 3-2-2 in favour of Orgless. 3 rounds in a row for them.
It's looking really good so far. I like the kind of strats that they've been running in this position. You know, we've seen that Ivy burst, which was a fake towards A, and they've got 2 man set up there at the bottom of the ramp, so it's a heavy commit towards B here for Cloud9. And maybe they expected a B rush, I'm not sure, but they do get some early trades. But look at the space that's been taken in the outside as a result of that. Orgless are punishing Cloud9 for having so many players deep on B. Now OC's having to defend this bomb train, and Sabrosa's going to take him down. That's a huge kill.
Minute 20 and 4 players are alive, just about. Infinite and Sabrosa pretty low. Sabrosa crab walking in connector. MOTM going beyond the angle, but still finding the frag. The bomb now rotating towards the B-bomb site. MOTM maybe expecting this. Throws a molly towards A to indicate he's going that way. In fact, he is going that way. I don't know if he was spotted there. I guess he wasn't by Infinite, by Oil. Still doesn't realize it's the other bomb site. And now he's miles away. Maybe he's just saving, to be honest. He's got 4 HP, so looks like he's not going to go for a 1 versus 2 with less HP than he has fingers. 4th round coming the way of Orgless. A very fast round. So much damage early, and it goes in their favor. Again, Cloud9 maybe having to deal with the chaos now on their CT side. Waiting for a goodbye, which might be a while now. Hero AK for the next round. I'm sure they'll buy some flashes, try to put MOTM in a position to do something with it.
Okay, so yeah, this is looking really, really good. And you can see the individual skill like really starting to shine. And, you know, we talk about setting up those players. And I think so far, you know, that's definitely been done pretty well. I think Orgless are running some good rounds. They're fairly simple, but they're quite varied. And that's all you really need. You don't need to go, you know, extremely in-depth. You can stick to the more basic stuff. It's really effective if people just execute the fundamentals well. And that's been happening really nicely so far. You can see Cloud9 definitely in a desperate position. back on the save. No flashbangs for Cloud9 to make aggressive plays. They'll just have to hold their angles. And MOTM with the AK is outside. He's by camera at the moment. And his teammates are being offered up for sacrifice deep into the bomb site. Or deep into the yard towards the forward positions.
I think a flash would have made sense. Even just one. So I don't know why we never see the combo where you put the molly down and then drop 2 HEs in. I think you can put the molly down on the outside and put 2 HEs down the ladder so they run forward to avoid the molly and run into the HE grenades. Again, Avangar used to do that a lot. There's a video of them doing it to Azza, I want to say, which I put up ages ago, but we don't really see anybody else doing it at the moment. I feel like it can often be a free kill no matter how you deploy those grenades. We're just not seeing them at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially with 2, through one and through another. Just throw them together.
I think it's just one of those things that gets cycled in and out of the meta. And it may see a return. So the burst on the B-bomb site. Most players going the upper path. To make good advantage of the vantage point. TM stuck on the bomb site, but again, those high positions very difficult to deal with on the sites. And looks like everything will be pretty good here. And again, we talked about...
It's not over yet. Oh, now it's over.
We talked about the difficulty for Orgless, the self-proclaimed difficulty in anti-eco rounds. So it's good to see that they managed to have an approach there. It was successful. You can see that one of the purposes of having most players go upper is that it's much less exploitable than if they all went down the lower ramp. That's going to be where the pistols are going to get the kills. So well thought out, simple anti-eco from Orgless will work out nicely, and they will be on 5-2 ahead. Now their T-side's looking really nice at the moment. 3 ops. They love to do this, don't they, James? They will just bust out 3 ops every so often.
Trains the map for it. And Wardell gets the opening kill from the pop dog position. If you've got a player fast into main, then you might see that the CTs haven't made it to pop dog in the first place. There's a response from Floppy. I think he saw a second player there, which may cause a rotation. Indeed, you can see OC makes his way towards the B bomb site. And Cloud9 start retracting on A just in case they need that fast rotation. But we still have the bomb by Team Main. We still have Ye to show some presence in Ivy or choose to creep up. Orgless is biding their time for the moment. There's that presence shown. Now we've got Sonic creeping towards the Ivy position as Ye makes his way away. Walking, because if there was a CT in hell, they would hear him. And we've seen issues with that before. Yesterday, actually, on train, we saw somebody running there, conceded their position. Now we reach the sub-minute mark, things go quiet, and Cloud9 start to wander towards A, but they're so passive now, they can't really go for any information. It's a guessing game. And
the Ivy smoke has run out now, so the attention there can start to be put elsewhere. I think at this point you realize it was just to distract. And even though that's the case, there could always be players behind there. And so Sonic is just holding that still. But I don't know how successful Cloud9 will be to deal with this B push that's coming in. It's fairly late, but there is enough time to get to the bomb site. Good enough time. Now there goes the bomb across to the bomb train.
Not yet. He's still stuck. Some nervousness. Wardell taking the fight, delivering a very important frag. Floppy's got the sound cues of Infinite making his way towards Oil. So they know where 2 of the 3 players are, but where is that 3rd player? There's a flank coming in from Connector. They've got to think about this as this round continues. Infinite now, still by Oil, showing some presence, running distraction, still alive for now. There's the A activated, leaving MOTM alone. Where's the bomb planted? He's got a kit. It is default. Quietly making his way towards the bomb. Surely he's got to go for the hero defuse here. Actually going to face here, but if he's by Connector, then... Oh, it's taken too long now. I don't think he can win this. He can't get on the bomb. He's only got 7 HP. And the round's over at this point. I think there was a chance missed. Ye was by Connector. He could just run and... well, it was an option. Easier said than done, really. Easy for me to say, but I think the hesitation took all the options away. Obviously, the Molotov was a master play. I think he was trying to play off of Ye's fear that he might make his way to the bomb site. But again, having that molly just was a checkmate there.
Especially that late into the rounds, you can be pretty sure that that molly is going to not be smoked out. It's very unlikely the CTs will have that smoke at that point. So really like that. You can see that he had the lineup from Connector as well. He knew the specific spot how to throw that molly, so it would cover the default plant. So again, like we're seeing some good layers of detail in Orgless's T side that's really doing them so many favors. In Cloud9, the triple AWP setup has been something that's been successful for them when they're really struggling and they're like, okay, we need to just completely shift gears here. 3 AWPs on train, we've seen it work for them time and time again. But this time, I think this is one of the first times I haven't seen it actually kind of work out for them. So that's not fun for Cloud9.
Yeah, it was a pretty prompt opening pick from Orgless through the ladder position, and now they're charging into the A bomb site. Some deep grenades towards the bomb site itself. They were threatening to. I think it was just the HGs actually. Wardell once again with another opening frag. This is a dangerous round. Cloud9 have used all their utility though, which will make things harder for them. As hard as they are already. Shadow seen by Sub-Rose. They'll take OC out. There's a molly from his teammate. More mollies now as we've got to push through B. And now the anarchy starts at the hands of Cloud9. JT with a nice one dig. Another one, JT. Suddenly they have the advantage. Cloud9 looking for his third. Wardell, though, is still alive, still dangerous. FNS tying the score. 2 for 2 now.
Favorable 1v1 for Floppy to take control of the bomb. And now Wardell's got a lot of decisions he's got to make. There's so much time that he can try to approach this in a variety of ways, but he's going to smoke off ladder, which is an interesting choice, because if there was a CT near that position, they would be able to take control of the smoke. And then he's going to reload that AK. And so that's a fresh sound cue for Orgless to know, kind of track his position. They don't have to move a muscle at this point. They have everything covered.
It's a sound cue that could threaten to go ladder or up here instead, but indeed he is in a spot of bother. This is such an awkward peek for him. He can look along here before checking the windows, and he's very aware, but it's taking a very long time for him to do this. Oh, Floppy's made a mistake. Why did he push? Why? There was no need. JT has the other angles covered, but he will clutch the round. There was no need for Floppy to push. I think he was expecting, with the time low, that Wardell was saving, but they're not really in a position to be hunting, are they?
No, absolutely not. They really need to hold on to all the money they possibly can. Especially given the efficacy so far of Orgless. I love the initial opening of the round there, because Orgless, you know, they threw a bunch of nades from T main pretty much straight away, and then they voided the position. They fell back from the position, and I think that baited Cloud9 to want to get close, and then Wardell was then set up to punish any players going close with that AWP. So I like the little setup there from Orgless. And they're going to be finding themselves on the back foot for once in this game of Train. Feels like they've been in control completely until this point. Obviously, you know, outside of the pistol. And got a few deagles, but Orgless they've got a lot of really good pistol players. There goes one of them though.
Ooh, into the HG. Okay. Minimal damage, 12 damage. That's okay. How the tables have turned.
Well, look at Infinite. He may have found a timing here. Never mind. Never mind.
Yep.
That's a chance gone.
Surely Floppy will reposition unless he's confident no one's on the upper area. But you never know, if people are expecting you there. It might be slightly easier to get those 1 digs in, and he will change his position. 3 players remain for Orgless. Cloud9 playing further back now with their advantages. Nice pop flash towards Ivy. Sonic can't get into position as well. Try and deliver that last kill. There we go, no kills for Orgless. They've opened the door to allow Cloud9 back into this half. It was looking brutal for them, but an eco-round win has dramatically changed their position.
Yeah, this could really be the difference. It's such a nice setup as well from Cloud9. They have everything they need. They've got a little bit of extra cash in the bank too, especially JT sitting on almost 7k. So this is definitely the makings of a comeback in this half. And Orgless haven't really gotten an enormous chunk of rounds just yet. They don't have a lot of utility, Orgless, either, so maybe a difficult round to play if it's drawn out. Sonic's going to miss that flick. That could have been a really nice opening for Cloud9. That would have sent Orgless into a desperate spot immediately had he got a pick there. But Orgless, instead of just playing the slow default, trying to get rid of those nades, Sonic will whiff another shot, another chance gone to get an early 5v4. But that's okay. Again, Orgless don't have much utility here. They're going to continue to harass. I'm not sure whether or not they're looking to go for that A play ultimately, because Ladder Room's not working out, just dropping it to JT. He's loving it.
Yeah. Every CT knows the angle where the head will be when they land off the ladder. which is why you often see one on top of the other to help try and secure that trade worst case scenario. That was a difficult one for Orgless. And then there were 3. Yeah, he hasn't checked deep enough, but I think he still might be looking. That eats a huge flashbang. Glorious. We saw that in the last round from Cloud9 at a late timing, and we see it again, catching Orgless completely off guard. That's the bomb as well, leaving Infinite with not much to do, standing in the smoke for the time being. Does he go for damage and die on his sword here? Or does he go Hero AK in the future rounds? Looks like he'll try to just hold on to the AK-47. Do some damage in the round to come. Hiding in the showers, maybe. Cloud9 find a 5th. This half could have been so different for Orgless, the way things were going. So here they are, score's almost tied now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's they can still have a strong half. Still get that 9-6 for sure. And I think, you know, one thing that was very difficult for Orgless here is they sort of hamstrung themselves by having so little utility, by focusing so much on the rifle purchases. So that might be something that they could consider in future similar situations. This will be a round, of course, where Infinite is going to have the AK, the hero AK, and his teammates will kind of save around him. So maybe they can do something with it, get some damage to the economy of Cloud9, but ultimately it's a bit difficult to do much more than that. Especially on train, especially with the Orb sound and Force. But they will go for the Ivy play, and that has actually been somewhat successful for them in some of the past rounds, so they may have a chance here. Infinite's there with the AK, you can see, and he's got 2 Lemmings, Lambs to the Slaughter, to baits, and it's, look at that bait setup. That's beautiful. Works out very nicely.
Yeah, that's how you use the AK. Very nice shot. I thought the flicker's going to land there, and it did to some degree, but not fatally. Now the pistols can charge, and AWP's being collected. Oh, yeah, you're so close to the flick, but not quite. MSTF controls the smoke now. Those kills from JT will be really important to shut this down. That was getting very dangerous very fast. FNS will fish now. I mean, he can take that gamble. He's basically got no health, so he'll just take a high risk, see if there's an opportunity, but there wasn't.
Infinite should save again because his teammates can buy next round, but he wouldn't be able to if he died. Or he can force buy, but... And the CTs can't really hunt him too much. I mean, they do have a decent amount of cash, but I don't...
1v3 now. I think he might go for this, to be honest. The bomb isn't too far away, and there's so much time on the clock, and he keeps getting the 1 versus 1s. Infinite now looking for the ace. He's only got 2 more to find, and he's got 30 seconds. And again, the bomb is just ahead of him. The CT's likely to be defending this bomb to stop it from being planted, but he has to expect a double peek. JT's got a close angle. He'll swing and face both at the same time. So Cloud9 hunting escalated the opportunities there for Orgless, but Infinite did run out to the numbers game at the very end. Having a reasonable game so far. 12-7 is Infinite after that run.
Oh yeah, and actually with the loss bonus being at 4 rounds lost, it's actually not too bad in terms of his money, so that definitely worked out really nicely. And here there's 2 cheeky kills that he extracted right at the end of the rounds.
If Ye lands that flick,
oh yeah,
who the hell knows what happens after that, but it didn't happen. Orgless back on the buy once again. Wardell, he's been really good with the opening frags in this half so far. He's back on AWP now, finally. But it's JT on this occasion to take out Infinite in the ladder. And he'll soon see that no one else is there.
They just keep dropping straight into his crosshairs. JT's having an excellent game so far, and Subrosa's going to 1G it up. Those 1Gs in chat.
He's having a nightmare on the C side, but sometimes it'd be like that. 3 for 13. I'm sure it will change on the CT side. Shadow spotted by Wardell. Everyone's blind. He's almost there for the no-scope, but yeah, he will trade. 1 versus 3 now after taking JT out. That won't last very long. OC with the headshot, and Cloud9 once again in the lead.
Yeah, it's looking really good. They've stabilized really nicely. It just took a, you know, 1 round where they won with a good amount of players with full money. Sorry, by having full utility and all the full kind of arsenal to work with. Again, JT looks really sharp. It's actually quite scary.
We've all been there. Some more than others. 5 rounds in a row for Cloud9. Dramatic turnaround once again, all starting from an eco. Orgless will have to be frustrated with how this half has gone thus far, but maybe they can change it. Ye now with an opening kill on Floppy with the Deagle. Picks up an M4A4. And we've got Cloud9 retracting from Ivy. I'm not sure if Subrose would have heard that, but he hasn't moved just yet, so maybe I'll assume not. 2 CT players per site now for Cloud9. Got Sonic on the A train with the AWP and OC towards B, watching upper, where FNS might peak soon enough. Oh dear, it's going from bad to worse now.
Yes. Another gun to be collected. Although they won't actually go for it. They don't want to go and grab the gun. They'd rather have the timing towards the B-bomb side, it would appear, perhaps. Or are they going back to the gun?
I think maybe limiting the risk in case someone else is there to take them out.
Okay, getting the gun. There it is. Infinite's grabbed it. So he's going to find him. Subrose is lurking, and he's going to find the trade quill quite quickly. So there's not really all that much that Cloud9 can do positionally speaking. We've been out the maneuvered here, and Subrose is in a bit of a pickle, and JT is just back at it again with a multi-kill. And now OC is also unleashed from the Ivy position, and just like that, it's all changed. It looked like they were doomed, but there's still a chance here for Orgless, it seems, as FNS is able to pick off OC with a pistol, but he's got 20 seconds to find a kill of the bomb plant. And JT, he has been on point. He's got the angle under lock and key. He'll spray him down for a 3K. And JT just turned everything around there.
That was great awareness. JT could see that the AWP wasn't picked up by FNS and read that he was going to try and play off that potential distraction. So JT had the right angle, had good cover as a worst case scenario as well. Had that spatial awareness in terms of timing. FNS is pretty dangerous with a CZ, it has to be said. We've seen him do a lot with that in Flashpoint 1 so far. But not on this occasion could he finish it off. What a string of rounds from Cloud9 on their CT side. A stroke of fortune, some might argue, but you win around, you win around. 3 AWPs now once again for the Cloud9 squad. We've got that smoke towards Ivy to obscure vision. Will it be a fast play though? We've got players bursting through main. No, they don't on the radar. They're above main, going towards ladder. There'll be some spotting on the crates. Looking for CTs to hop up the ladders in the usual places on the A-bomb site. And after the initial grenades, things start to slow down.
Indeed. Floppy ready there with the AWP back to the triple orbs. Cloud9 do really enjoy the triple orbs. Triple orbs definitely a good way to punish a team that's going for like really slow play. Obviously the set pieces where you get all the smokes up in a bomb plant, that does make it a little bit awkward for the AWPs in numbers for the CTs, but looks like we may get a burst on the A side here. How many smokes will they throw? OC is on a dangerous angle. Dangerous for the T side at least. And Cloud9 playing a... They're pretty spread out at the moment. Obviously having all the orbs makes that okay. Here comes the first smoke. A couple more to go for Orgless. That will force JT back out towards T main, where OC is watching. That'll be a bait setup here. And a 2-man Ivy push as well. So here they go. 20 seconds, and it's not looking like a good start here, James.
Wardell does his best to try and trade, but we're asking too much on this occasion. Gamble's taken at the end, and it won't work out for Orgless, but they certainly will for Cloud9. Turn things around and then some. 7 rounds in a row. I saw one player at the top there with 20 frags, which is pretty solid, and there's plenty more fragging to come. It's half time. We'll see you on the other side for more action on Train.
Welcome back, ladies and gents.
Why didn't I turn my mic off
It is time.
and then turn it back on camera?
I don't even remember turning it off, James. Maybe my memory.
That doesn't surprise me.
Grand old age. But we are back soon to begin with the second half between Orgless and Cloud9. And it was an interesting first half. It actually felt like Orgless were going to run away with things, but Cloud9 managed to have quite a recovery, really asserting themselves on that CT side. And now they move into the pistol on the second half on that T side.
Look at these updated odds.
Yeah.
1.52 for Cloud9, 2.42 for Orgless. Those are, I mean, considering there's a 3-round difference, and Wardell's been popping off, he's got a lot of entries in that first half. There might be some juice to be had there. That said, look at JT's score, man. He went 20 for 8 on the CT side, excuse me. He had a solid half.
He's looking so sharp. Lead by example.
I like him because he lacks emotion. He's emotionally unintelligent. So thumbs up from me. We got 3 players around in IV position, more or less. We've got Wardell in that quick rotation, should it be required. Yeah, he's got some problems though, having to fall back. And that smoke makes it hard for his teammates to help him. Doesn't need help though. Looking for a second one. MOTM will find a trade. We've got a man advantage for Orgless. HE is flying from Infinite somewhere. Won't connect though. Sonic now around the bomb train. Sabrosa hopping up. That leaves him exposed. Sonic going for the right click. Now he's got a man advantage, but not for long. Infinite will take Sonic out. It's nothing but headshots here. Infinite and Wardell, 1 and 2. That'll give Orgless the pistol, and I'm sure those odds will change pretty quickly now, as long as they don't get eco'd.
Yeah, it was well played in denying the bomb plant, so it's pretty unlikely that we're going to see a force buy, and an eco with mostly Glocks or PT-50s isn't going to do too much. Floppy's got a smoke, and I can only imagine that your objective here is it's probably more likely that you may get a plant than you may get actually economic damage, especially given that because you've only got Glocks mostly. So one smoke, probably down for the lower ramp for B, and then try to get that bomb plant on default, try to scare away the CTs. But they have 2 players playing pretty close actually, and looks like Infinite is ready to spray him down. Now, sometimes this strat can work for the bomb plant because the CTs will play more passively because they'll know either a force buy or an eco's coming. If this was a round in which Cloud9 had got a bomb plant on the pistol, I would imagine Orgless would not have played so close to the choke points, and in fact, they would have given up the front of the bomb site. But it was a block round, so they took the close positions. Four Kriegs.
Not too shabby at all. And away we go. Right, we've got 4 players on the A bomb site and a fast flank from Infinite. And we got a massacre around the flank there. FNS once again. It was a 4 versus 2 briefly, but OC is trying to make things better. Spotted by San, which is one of these players, but there's no fatal connection to AWP.
Ooh. Infinite won't be able to capitalize there. Forward smoke. Maybe not forward enough. Kind of locked himself in, I think. I think he wanted it to go a little bit further forward, so he has the option to kind of get out of that, get out into the yard. But he's going to go for the flank, and he's going to hit the steps, I think. And he may be able to call where he, well, guesstimates the remainder of Cloud9 to be going. And this is a pretty big moment. If Wardell goes down to MOTM, there's problems, but looks like he'll get the first kill. He might even swing for the second. Yes, he will. And he's going to nail it. 1-9 now the score, as we have a pretty effective defense on show there by Orgless in the outer bomb sites. And Cloud9 will be on the save. But we'll see some pistols. We might see another version of that B play potentially, but with some deagles, maybe with a couple flashbangs as well. Even a couple Kevlars.
Couple Kevlars. Down from the east end of London. See what they can do with them. Sabrosa will be confidently making his way in towards the ladder room. Floppy will start the proceedings with the tag onto Infinite, who may change for a further back position. He's doing exactly that, of course. Fadeaway smoke grenade on the B bomb site, but the focus seems to be A for now. Some dancing above the ladder from Floppy. Why would you choose your gamer tag to be Floppy?
No, man. Maybe it's the name of his childhood dog or something like that.
Teddy bear.
just don't know.
I am the one they call Floppy.
Why would someone choose to be called JZFB?
No one's called JZFB. Those are merely my initials, Dan. I'm called I'm called James or James Bardoff. Or Bardoff. Whatever you prefer.
Well, Cloud9 dead in this round, I think. Or maybe not. So C does get himself a P50 headshot. Another one coming in from MTM. So some good damage, actually, at the very least. 2 kills. I think they can be happy with that. So moving into the next rounds, the Kriegs come out. The AWP comes out as well. And loads of utility. So this will be the first round where, you know, if Cloud9 have something that they're really confident that's been working really well in their playbook, I would expect to see it in this round, given that they really need to break Orgless as quickly as possible. And Orgless's economy is not good yet. It's pretty fragile.
Quintet. Is it Quintet 4? Or is that 5?
I think...
Quad Kriegs, I'll go with that. We can figure out the Quintet. I think Quintet's 5, actually.
I think it's 5, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 5.
Quintuple.
Yeah, it's 5. Sonic makes his way towards that sandwich position. It's been monitored. There are no CTs there at the very least. We've got some spray from Ye. But there's no response from Sonic. He doesn't want him to know that he's so close just yet. He wants that element of surprise at a more useful time. But Wardell, again with the opening frags from T side to CT side, delivers once again. 20 for 13 now, trying to catch up with JT. Molly towards B, but it comes in too late. Infinite sees 1 make its way towards B, and OC will deliver the kill. JT taking out in the meantime. Trying to even the numbers once again. They'll do that with a kill from Floppy. That's a great flick, though, from OC.
Yeah, that's awesome. Especially the first kill, too, where he swings into the Molotov. I think that's very unexpected. Brilliant maneuver from OC, though. That's the kind of element of surprise they needed. Floppy now is just going to be finishing things off. As he takes down Ye, that really crushes the chances. So all the Sabrosa can do is to save. And Cloud9, it didn't look great. As you mentioned, Wardell has been phenomenal on the opening kills, doing a great job just giving his team those early advantages to play from. But Cloud9 with a good response, with just a simple flash and Molotov able to, you know, push forwards on the B-bomb side as a way to remedy the situation. It works out nicely with some individual flair on top of that. And we might just see that here. It's the initial pick from Wardell.
It's a great flick from both Warpers, in fact. But obviously, Cloud9 won the round. Their first round of the half. What does that do to the Orgless money? Well, they'll have to spend all of it, pretty much. Infinite's got to go for the FAMAS. Didn't really have all the money in the world there. They've got a reasonable level of grenades here, Orgless, but they might feel antsy at the lack of money in the hole. So we'll see if the aggression is increased. Once again, we've got Cloud9 going for those fast plays. As always, MOTM's turn. Maybe it's spawn-based. They know he's here roughly. Cloud9 love to make this play, and it's so dangerous doing it as well.
They're already in quite forward positions, and Orgless getting constricted at this point, being forced back. FNS defending from the bomb train, doing what he can, and that's a trio of kills coming in for Orgless now as they are winning this tug of war, it would seem. But MTM is behind enemy lines here, and he may be able to turn this on his head, but Sonic is doing a good job as well by Sandwich. Yeah, he's watching for this. You can't really get Ye out of this position easily, so you may have to get a bomb plant, and now the chances of the bomb plant aren't very good, but Ye's going to peek, and now there's an opportunity for Sonic. He may have to continue committing towards outside. Looks like he may just wrap around towards the ladder room here to try to get better access to the bomb. But this is desperate.
Yeah, I don't know if they were aware of the second player being at Ivy, but the assumption someone could be there meant that MOTM couldn't make his way towards Hell. Look at the timing of that smoke. Very aware of what could be possible, but Sabrosa's got 2 places to look at. Actually, Wardell comes back for another one. And Orgless are in the lead once again.
Yeah. I was going to say, actually, when he double bags, sometimes in those spots, it's nice to just not give the CTs a chance to reset the situation, because he kind of knew the positioning of them at that point. But once you reset, sure, they don't know where you are, but then you also don't know where they are, and that can be as much of a problem. So it's a very hard spot, and so what an important round to win. But there's still 1 buy left in the tank. There's 1 buy where Cloud9 can hold on to momentum, or, well, create it and steal it away from Orgless, and this is it.
Sabrosa in a more aggressive position now. Got incendiaries all over the shop. And look at the rotation from Orgless. They are moving their organism towards the B bomb site. FNS getting closer. He's expectant. He's got the MP9 as well. Does he hear any footsteps? Can he avoid the flashbangs? We've got a third and a fourth player looking to rotate. Wardell's ready to make his way towards B sooner rather than later. Very passive on A. They're expecting this B, but they don't want to over-rotate. It's dry from Cloud9. No warning, but they were already rotating Orgless. That said, most of the frags going away at Cloud9, leaving Ye alone. You can see the movement from Orgless, but I think they were waiting for some grenades to come in first. Cloud9 maybe realizing the element of surprise was their strongest play there, just going straight in, completely dry, and it was hella painful for Orgless. 11 apiece.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I didn't get to mention it, but the Cloud9 started the round with like, what, 3 or 4 grenades, which is actually so insane. They prioritized the firepower heavily. They got 4 Kriegs and an AWP. Obviously, OC went glass cannon with it, and all the Kriegs and so on, you could have purchased AKs instead, you know, and everyone could have had a smoke grenade or an extra flashbang. And given that they only had like 3 nades before they went into the bomb site, sure, they went in contact, but they had no other choice really. Better to go in contact and throw a flashbang and give a warning sign to the CTs, given that you have nothing to follow up that flashbang with in terms of utility. So that works out quite nicely for for Cloud9. But they've got to keep it going, and it's going to be Ye with an M4. The rest of the team for Orgless don't really have much money. The loss bonus has been completely reset, but they're kind of almost in that spot where maybe they should just force buy. But if they force buy now, sure, they'll get a good buy, but that won't be for another 2 rounds. So Cloud9 will already get to 13 rounds at that point. If they save one, they can get a kind of rubbish buy with some SMGs or some, FAMAS or 2. So like that's actually a really hard decision.
There's no great choice.
There isn't a good choice here. Both are okay, but both have their problems. So
yeah, I don't know that I've seen a round where they've won most of the rounds in this half, in fairness, so we haven't really needed to see like an aggressive play with not a whole lot going on. But maybe this will be the round. They'll choose an investment with some, but not all players. So maybe they're heading towards a double AWP in the future, because Ye's kept 2,000 in their bank instead of dropping for a teammate.
Yep. So
it might be that they're going double AWP in a future round. So we have some... Okay, Ye's going to be holding lower from upper, and he's got Wardell to watch his back with the USP. So Wardell's in a more forward position, so if he does get taken out by somebody who aggresses, then Ye's got half a chance to turn around and try and trade it. Sabrosa buys Sandwich on the A bomb site. Cloud9 are playing it pretty passive to start off with. But again, you've got to be careful about time here. They have important choke points in that Floppy is in the ladder, and he's spotting. So there's a flash towards main, but he knows that there's no push coming. So he's stopped that from being able to happen.
Oh, hello.
He'll catch a rotation, but he doesn't quite get the fatal connection there. And Sub-Rosa's able to take advantage of that. That gun won't be retrieved anytime soon, but it certainly helps.
Yeah, that's kind of brutal. Didn't even get the kill. Floppy there. Still 5 alive for Orgless, but they've lost position. The bomb's going to go down. There's no kit. Oh, actually, there is a kit. Ye has a kit. But at this point, they don't have position. All creeping around by themselves in different locations. Ye in the back lines. And that's the top of the ladder room. Looking for the exit kills here, really. That is Ye's objective here. He does get a kill on the way towards Ivy, so he can just choose to go and save now or try to do so. And that's with CZ. Unable to make anything happen. So indeed, Ye will just try to keep his rifle alive. And I imagine he'll be able to do so. It doesn't look like Cloud9 are interested in trying to pursue him. That said, Sonic is in the vicinity, but I don't think he'll find him in time. So Cloud9 keep it going as they should. And now it's a full save for Orgless.
If you held left, the knife would continue doing that. He's missing out, man. It's fun. Cloud9 turning things around now on their T side. 3 of the last 4 rounds. And this one looks good as well, of course, with Orgless being in a crappy situation. So let's see if they go double AWP in the next round, and what Ye will do with his position. He's got that molly towards the Olof area. That can allow Sub-Rosa to get into a sneaky position. He's got to be careful about his shadow showing, but Sonic is not too deep in main just yet. So Cloud9 confident to play the slow game. They want to give Orgless an opportunity to make their plays. As you can see, Ye's gone through the smoke on Ivy, and there's MOTM and OC waiting for an Ivy push. Although the distraction in main now will take one of those angles away, but OC's still there with the AWP, so yeah, he could potentially lose his AWP here. I mean, his rifle, but he's fallen back. He didn't peek too deep. Considering Cloud9 aren't really doing too much, he'll be very aware that he could be walking into a trap there.
I like that, you know, Sonic was just playing really conservatively. He got that info that there were 2 players T main or close to T main, and the smart thing from Orgless is those 2 players immediately repositioned. JT able to defend against Infinite. Oh, spotted another one though. Cloud9 are doing a pretty good job actually getting this info in as to where the players are. MTM is waiting for the exit. Floppy picks off one as he goes upper in B. And there's 30 seconds, so Cloud9 still have a good amount of time here, and they know that most of the players are on the A bomb side. But the problem is that the bomb needs to make its way over towards B, which should be fine now because Floppy's holding those deep positions. He's cleared the bomb side pretty much. And there goes the plant. So all is well and good. Sabrosa has picked up a Krieg though, so that's a win. I think that's a huge win in a round like this. And as you mentioned, James, he is having a really hard time actually. He's one of the players you do look towards to deliver some big stuff for Orgless. I think the most notable names are Wardell, Sabrosa, and Infinite in terms of the individual offering. Now it's just about waiting out this bomb.
Oh, a Krieg is a big win. It's a big win for a team with no money. Now, will it be the double AWPs? Does he drop the M4 to Infinite or FNS? There's the first one. And there's the second one. There we go. All makes sense. 2 sniper rifles now. They are going to change their approach with the success from Cloud9. Now things are really hairy because every other round Orgless lose is a potential eco, which means that Cloud9 get to gain points. So they have to win this round as close as the score is to keep it even closer. Got some HEs going in towards main, but no one is there early. And they can be useful versus Cloud9, but I'm glad they have the awareness, Cloud9, to not do that every single round and eat those grenades. So they change things up at the right spot, but now they don't have their early play into A, which they can be reliant upon, and it does work very well. Will they be as successful playing the slow game versus a full buy? With 2 AWPs up, they could run into a lot of trouble here.
So Cloud9 have been pretty successful at getting those bomb plants. They've won so many rounds through detonation, through playing out post plants. And once again, they're just trying to extract some information, playing this default. JT wants to know, is someone going to be challenging this? He can definitely assume that somebody is down there, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see some nades used. Trying to spray some of those closer positions. We've seen a lot of different variations of how to take ladder room over the years.
Look how long this rotation is going to be towards B.
And there's the smoke, and then JT can drop into the smoke and then play the one-way. Tends to be the scene. There he goes into the smoke. Now he can play the one-way.
Yeah, but if he waits,
really tap
if he waits for this smoke to go, it's going to be so little time to go into the B bomb site and plant the bomb. So we've got a lot of weirdness going on now. We've got a lone smoke up, but FNS fails the smoke, and it's actually going to rotate into the A bomb site. So never mind. There's almost successfully taking B and A at the same time, but Infinite trades on the B bomb site. The A now in the back cannot stop the bomb from going down. He can't even take out the cover. How about that for a maneuver from Cloud9? They fake B, get a kill there, almost get both. And it comes down, the play comes down to that smoke situation, Dan, as you mentioned.
Yeah, this is the kind of development in the meta that we've seen lately. It's just that you throw the close molly under the ladder and then you smoke deep so that the CT in response throws a smoke under the ladder so that if you drop down you can't just get free position, but then what happens is then they sit in the smoke. Now the problem with that is that this is becoming fairly common, so I'm surprised, as I mentioned, that CTs don't just like tap the smoke a couple times, because obviously it's the third bullet that gives you a tracer, and you can have a pretty good estimation as to where they're probably standing if they do go in the smoke. So I'm waiting for people to start just tapping the smoke with a couple bullets, you know, just to...
Yeah, you will hear the tagging if it hits a player.
Yeah, so we'll see how that develops over time, but yeah, really good round from Cloud9 though, for sure. I
feel like if that doesn't work, they can just commit behind that fake on B.
Yeah.
So they're giving themselves a plan B in that. And maybe we'll see that in a future game of Train. Maybe not this one, because again, it's pots and pans here for Orgless. That was a must-win round for them. They failed, and now they're going to be playing against Game Point. This is their pick, Orgless, with Inferno to come from Cloud9. Cloud9 love themselves some Train, and they're showing us why on their T side. FNS creeping with the CZ once again, but how much is there to be done here? The B bomb site's been taken. Cloud9 are good to go.
Cloud9 are doing a really good job at just pressuring both bomb sites and really making it very confusing as to what they're actually doing. Like, you know, going into that last round, because we've got more or less a save situation from Orgless, although there's a head showing there. Hello. Goodbye. So, you know, the ladder room take came so late, and the B threat was so much more urgent that you don't ever really read that ladder room control is going to turn into a rotation back to A. Like, you don't really read that as the CTs. So, as you said, James, yeah, Cloud9 are doing it kind of quite artfully, quite masterfully, in terms of making it just impossible to know what they're actually doing on this T side. I was trying to get a cheeky kill here. Ooh, there we go. Cheeky kill. Oh, did he get the Krieg? Yeah, no, he didn't get the Krieg in time. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
All those rounds for C9 put them in a very, very good spot now. We'll see if Orgless can put the brakes on this Train from Cloud9. So AWPs once more. Ye has some Kevlar, but Wardell does not, it seems. He's running out with no... He's got $1,100 and no armor. That's a weird one. He's forgotten to buy armor.
Oh no.
Very strange indeed. He's going to get an aim punch as well. Otherwise, maybe he delivers at least one kill there. That's unfortunate. Anyway, it's 4 versus 2 for Cloud9 as they look to clear out the rest of the A bomb site. Trying to shoot from a ladder will prove inaccurate for Ye. They know where he is now, I do believe. 1 versus 3, and he will fall as well. A slight error, a lack of focus towards the end there for Orgless, but 16-11, a great second half from Cloud9. And again, I really feel like it was unlucky for Orgless in the way that Cloud9 were able to get back into the first half in the first place. Gave them a good standing to finish things off in the second.
Yeah, really good T side from Cloud9. You could definitely see looking good tactically, strategically, like we kind of expected, but individually too. They're on point today, and that's what they have to do to win this series against such a strong opponent like Orgless.
Now you can throw it to break that.
All right, I was going to let you do the honors, but off to the break we go. We'll be back with the couch after this.